What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today is Friday, October 20th, day number 80 inside the Big Brother house. We have just 20 days left to go in the season. We have a lot to go over from what happened on the feeds yesterday, before and after the episode, including who the new HoH is, plus also the eviction from last night. So let's start off with what happened kind of before the episode, because there were a few things to kind of go over before we get into the eviction. Felicia kind of wanted to stir the pot in the morning. She kind of wanted to go to Jag and be like, hey, why was Bowie so upset? Yeah, like it seems to me like maybe you're telling her that you're good, just like you're telling us that we're good. So maybe we should talk about this. Like, are you really with us? Because if not, I'll go vote for Cory right now. Like, he'll stay. He wouldn't stay. It wouldn't have happened. And there was really no reason for her to do this. Cirie kind of talked her down from it, be like, well, relax. Like, I hear you. And you're not wrong, but relax. Meanwhile, Matt and Jag had already kind of been talking about this as well. They were like, what are we going to tell people? Because, like, we can't put Bowie up. Like, if we win HoH, we can't put her up. Like, we got to figure something out here, right? Because she got so upset from that. Like, we got to figure out what we could tell Felicia, what we could tell Blue, because one of them's got to be the one to go up. Then we also had Cory and America spending their last few hours together, so that was kind of nice, I guess. But there was something that was pretty funny. They were kind of talking about like how things are going to go. He's like, man, I wonder what Julie's going to ask me other than like about the showmance and everything, right? And America makes this great joke. She's like, well, this is normally when we would show you your goodbye messages. And here's Cameron. You have to paddle back. Cory's like, please no. They're just like, send me to jury. But that pretty much covers what happened before the episode. Let's jump into what happened on the episode. We pretty much got off with the veto meeting right off the bat. Blue pulls herself down, and America goes up. I think there was a lot that was cut during this because America had talked about her speech during the veto, and we didn't get to see any of that. So it seems like she gave a speech to Jag, and that made her feel kind of stupid after the fact of like having to stay on the block and being blindsided like that. So that was kind of part of why she was so upset with Matt and Jag, on top of just being blindsided in general and feeling like she was close to them. And also just it was a good game move and she was jealous. But it seems like there was a good bit that was cut from the meeting. And that's been happening for seasons now, where we hear about fun stuff that happened at a veto ceremony or a nomination ceremony, and then it ends up getting cut out. And we're like, come on, like, show us. Felicia then comes down as well instead of America, and you can immediately see that, like, they were like, oh, this is happening now. And Cory goes up as the replacement. And we did then also see the initial Cory Jag meeting, which America kind of showed up in and confronted Jag, pretty much just denying everything that Blue had told them about them wanting to target them next week, which was all true, but also she just kind of just kept denying it. And she feels bad that it was kind of her fault that they're in this situation now, and that Cory really didn't do anything necessarily wrong to mess this up. And America feels like she takes a lot of blame for it, which is technically true, but also just in general, they were becoming big targets. And this was going to happen eventually, right? Whether it was this week or next week, depending on when or who won HoH, it didn't matter. Like, they were both going to end up on the block together. It just kind of stinks for them that it happens at this moment. Blue hears them when she has the talks with both Cory and America about America just kind of being like, I told you that they were coming after you for your own good. If you think they're going with it and sticking with you over Bowie, fine, believe that. And Blue's just like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, thanks, but no thanks. And Cory makes, good points on why maybe he should stay. But again, she hears, but she doesn't listen, right? And they also did show Cirie and Felicia did consider keeping Cory and at least thought it through of like what happens if they do. But the big problem was getting that third vote. Here in the episode, they made it seem like Blue might be a possibility to be that third vote to keep Cory. But that really wasn't going to be a chance. It was actually Bowie who was probably more likely to be that third vote, but they kind of dismissed that in the episode as far as that goes. And it wasn't going to happen to keep Cory when he could have gotten Felicia and Cirie. I just don't think there was ever a chance he was going to get Blue or ever going to get Bowie. Even Cirie couldn't make that happen to get them to flip. If she could have, she would have been a huge game changer, because I honestly do think it was smarter to keep Cory for some of their games, especially Cirie and Felicia. I think it was better off to keep Cory, and even Blue. I think it's better off to keep him in the game over America. But we'll have to see how it all turns out for them. Then we do get to the vote, and I did kind of like the little jab that Julie had where she said she taught him how to kiss. He taught her the Constitution, and Jag schooled them both. And then we also had in Cory's speech him blowing up Jag's game, being like he was the invisible HOH. But then we also had America having a fun time calling out the Aston moron and the dumb blonde being Jag and Matt respectively there. And then also it was weird that Jag voted. Like, I get it. He was the invisible HOH and it's supposed to be a mystery, but everybody knows. And like, sure, it could also be a lie that maybe Matt is the actual HOH. So you go through the motions anyway. But it just felt like kind of like a little bit of a slap in our face too, where it's like, all right, we know that the twist didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, but here we go anyway. We're going to still do this, and we're not going to tell them that he's HOH, even though he's told everybody he's HOH. It was a thing. Then we also had, they're probably going to have a big reveal. Like, we can officially say that Jag was the HOH at finale or whatever. It was a 5-0 vote for Cory to go, though. And then we got a few things for going into next week and for the HOH. First off, next week will be a double eviction. We'll go from 7 house guests left down to the final 5 house guests in there. We were actually talking about this on yesterday's live stream. We were kind of saying like, yeah, the schedule is a little funky. Like, is there going to be a double? Potentially a triple? Like, what's going to happen here? How are they going to work this out? So we did find out there will be a double eviction next week. And then also the HOH comp is Scary Verse and also Johnny Mac themed. So here we can update our board, and there you can see Cory evicted in jury now with our final 7 in there. We'll be down to the final 5 since 2 people will be evicted next week. But we can also check out this little preview they gave us of the HOH competition. And it's apparently from what we heard, because we're going to get into the live feed update now. So if you don't want spoilers on who won HOH and what the plans are, now is your time to click away. But this is a preview that they showed on the episode of what the HOH competition looks like. From what we heard from the house guests, there were different rooms labeled A, B, and C with different information and details in there, pictures of former house guests. It's also kind of weird, like, as much as they talk and show Johnny Mac, they don't seem to want to bring him back. Like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't invited for the last All-Stars. Like they love showing him off and using him for content, but they don't want him coming back to play the game. Like, I don't know. I feel like if there is a winter Big Brother season that is returnees of some sort, and they don't have Johnny Mac back, and they don't at least ask him to come back, like, I don't understand why they keep using his name and keep saying and referring to him as much as they do. They use the Whack Pack, the Whack Street Boys or whatever they were called, every single year pretty much. This is a competition pretty much dedicated to him. They called it Johnny Mac's Demonic Dentistry, which, by the way, he's retired now, doing great. Good to see Johnny Mac doing well. So he's got time to go play Big Brother if they wanted him to. If you guys can't tell, there's going to be an Uri rant coming here in just a bit because, again, the way this was played, they were running back and forth to each room and they had to kind of, match things up. So it was kind of like a little bit of a mental competition, right? It wasn't necessarily all physical. And one of the big things we were talking about coming into this week was how, hey, with Invisible HoH in most of the other iterations, whether it was in BBUS, where they had the coin of destiny and Claire was able to overthrow Tiffany's HoH. She didn't end up doing anything with the power anyway, but she was able to do it and then wasn't able to play in the next HoH. In fact, she had to throw the HoH. We've seen in Big Brother Canada where they're not able to play in the next HoH. But in this one, Jag's able to play in HoH. And wouldn't you know it, Jag wins HoH once again. Are we really surprised? Are we really surprised that you give them the chance to win back-to-back HoHs and he wins back-to-back HoHs? And now, before anyone says, oh, see, they're rigging the system. They want this to happen. They're making Cirie win. No, Cirie came in second. In fact, if they were trying to rig this for Cirie, why would they keep doing this? Because at this point, they don't need to rig it. No one's putting up Cirie, but they make so that the guy she wants out the most wins HoH. Like, make it make sense here, people. This is what I'm talking about, where this is not negligence of them purposely trying to fix the game. This is incompetence. This is just another example of production having a twist idea and not thinking it through and not making it go properly. They just don't know how to do things properly with the game anymore. And like, they hoped that this would work out well if they let them play 2 weeks in a row. Like, no, this was just a big blunder. And they keep trying to put a hat on a hat with all these twists. Like, just let be, right? Like, you don't need, like, it's HoH, but just let there be an HoH. Let there be a veto. Let there be 2 nominees. We don't need to keep messing with things. How many times have we seen these twists come into the game and then, like, they hope that it would be something really cool, and then the house guests end up wasting it and it was pointless to begin with? Like, just let the game be the game. Give us hidden vetoes. Give us no revealing of the eviction vote count. Like, let it be unanimous and no count. Other than that, don't make any more changes. Also, maybe give us a split house every so often that's randomly picked, and potentially also keep the no HoH for the first few nights, week 1. I think that was a fun twist as well. But other than that, let the game be the game, because as soon as they go into these weird twists, they never work out how they want them to be. They're never as fun as they sound, and they always end up just messing things up. So now we have to deal with just another week of Jag as HoH. Yay. And it wasn't even like you had to do any like weird shenanigans with this. It's an individually timed HoH. Like, they could have just had it be that, like, oh, we had to keep up appearances, so we had to play. He could just stand there. Nobody's watching him play. Make it make sense. The math ain't math in here. It's not. I don't know. What are the plans, though, for Jag as HoH? Well, America or Blue or America for Felicia. Those are his 2 options that he tells Matt, and it seems like that's what it's going to be. He is worried that if Blue isn't on the block next to America, America will team up with Blue, and potentially Blue will use the veto to save America. The big thing is they don't want to put Bowie up because of how upset she was already just from suggesting that she be a pawn. So they don't want to even approach that again, and they can't afford to lose Bowie, but they feel like they're also worried about Blue potentially working with America. And if they put both of them up together, either one goes, it's still a good week at the end, right? Whether America goes or Blue goes. So those are the options right now. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's probably going to be Blue or America who ends up leaving this week, unless they end up not going with both of them up on the block. And maybe there's some shenanigans with the veto. But yeah, seems like a little bit of a predictable week in weeks where we have had uh, very little predictability. This might be the most predictable week we've had in a while. Then we have it going into the double eviction where Matt will be able to compete for the HoH. Jag won't be able to compete for that HoH, but will be able to compete for the veto. So we'll see how that all goes as well. Because once we get into the double eviction, there's only going to be 6 people, and everybody gets to play in the veto no matter what. So it won't really matter whether or not he is on the block. Yeah, it's looking more and more like this is actually, if anything, being set up for Matt and Jag to win the game. So where are all those people that this game was rigged for Cirie? I want to hear you. I want to hear where you are now. Where are you? Are you still there listening? Are you screaming and saying how much production rigged it for her still? Because at this point, make it make sense. And if you try and say, oh well, they're Cirie's protectors, they're not going to put her up. No one in the house was going to put her up. Not one person was going to nominate her. Not Matt, not Jag, not Bowie, not America, not Felicia, not Blue. Not one person was going to nominate her. Plus, she finished in second in this HoH. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I got for you guys. A little bit of an Ori rant. And other than that, it's really going to be just about when nominations take place today. We'll see what happens. Maybe things change. Maybe we're lucky and Cirie's able to work some magic and get them to turn on Blue or something, or get them to turn on, or well, not Blue, because that wouldn't be that great. Bowie would probably be the most interesting thing to happen this week, is if Bowie ends up leaving, or if somehow she's able to turn them on Matt. But I don't see that happening. Like, they're not going to turn on each other. It's just why did he have to compete in the same HoH again? Like, why? Why did you let him compete in the same back-to-back? And it's like, I'm not even a Jag hater. Like, I like Jag. I think he's made mistakes along the way. I like how he's learned to play the game. But this is not fun Big Brother. This is steamroll Big Brother. This is the exact opposite of what we were having happen this season. There was no steamroll. It was kind of like all over the place. Anything could happen. But now we're in a steamroll, and it doesn't feel fun. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for all the support you show me here on the channel. We're chugging away. We have 20 days left. If we want to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this season, we have 20 days left to do it. So let your friends know, your family, if there's people who watch Big Brother, who haven't watched Big Brother in a long time, share this video with them, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, on X, wherever you want to share it. Hit that like button, put a comment. All that stuff helps push the channel more and get us out to more and more people as we continue to grow here, because it's been absolutely amazing, the support and love that you guys have shown me. And I really can't thank you all enough. Check out the links to all my socials in the description down below, whether it's Twitch, Kick, the Discord. The Discord's a lot of fun, where we get to chat about all kinds of things, not just Big Brother, but other reality shows, pictures of your pets, whatever you want to do. You can post them up in there. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.